Ah, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. If I look a little sweaty, it's because I've been working around the trailer getting things cleaned up for the weekend. That is good stuff. I am highlighting a brewery today up in Anchorage, Alaska. And it is the Glacier Brew House raspberry wheat. And I have to tell you, this raspberry wheat is by far the best raspberry wheat on the planet. Prove me wrong. I used to travel a lot for work, and I'd go up to Alaska a couple times a year. And I would always stop by the Glacier Brew House. And when I tried their raspberry wheat for the first time, some 10 plus years ago, I started bringing back a couple of growlers home in my suitcase. And I never lost one, thank God. But that's how good it was. You couldn't find it anywhere in Washington. I couldn't find it anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. It was like only brewed up in Alaska. Until one day I had a friend of mine take me on our local military base, and I found a bunch and I bought them out. And then since then, I will go into any and all places that sell just beer and craft beers. And sometimes I get lucky enough to find it. And you know what's really sad about this? This is my last one. My very last Alaska wheat. It is truly a wonderful raspberry wheat. You can taste the raspberry, but it's not overwhelming. And the wheat just gives it just a nice, bold flavor. I mean, it is really good. I mean, really good. So if you have a line on this beer, and you know where I can find it, because this is my last can, and that truly is a tragedy. All right, let's head down to the dock and talk about waders. Two things, right? We're going to talk about investing in waders, and we're going to talk about the new Simms G3. So really the best thing we can do from this point is let's talk to the expert. Let's talk to the guy that sells these waders day in and day out. And that's the owner of Puget Sound Fly Company. So let's, by the power of editing, get ourselves over to the Puget Sound Fly Company and talk to Anil, the owner. Well, just like that, I've been transported to Ilwaco, Washington. We're gonna go in and talk to Josh. I know we said we're going to Tacoma, but Anil is on vacation. Good for him. So I thought, you know what? Let's talk to another product expert in Josh in Spawn Fly Fish here in Ilwaco, Washington. So let's go in and talk about G3 waders. All right, I'm in the shop with Josh. Hello, Josh.
How's it going?
Good. Thanks for spending some time with us today and talking about the new G3 Simms waders.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. Excited to show this wader to you. I personally use the G3s, and for those of you that like to push it when you want to fish, these are the wader for you. So this is the old G3. We still have a few in the shop. These are the ones I'm currently rocking, but soon I'll be making the switch. As you can see, there's a couple features that will be updated, and we're going to go over those for you here in 1 second. These are the brand new G3s. Really excited about these. Come in all different sizes that we have here in the shop. Similar color wave. We'll start at the bottom and make our way up to the top. So the first thing that's different that you will see is the gravel guard has a little bit of tighter seal. It no longer has that lace lock. So that is one feature that has been removed. And as we move up into the lower section, still that 4-layer Gore-Tex bottom with a 3-layer upper. So still that durability that you want in a wader, especially if you're going to be really exploring. So that's the biggest part of why I use these. I want a wader that I can bushwhack through. I want a wader that I can crawl down and put the sneak on a fish. Everything that is thrown my way, I want to be able to tackle, and this is where I use that wader.
I even got myself into barbed wire, crossed my leg and up my thigh, and it did not cut through, shockingly.
No, yeah, these things, I mean, there's a lot of blackberries here, especially in Western Washington, and some of these creeks that I like to fish, and these are what I like to fight those blackberries off with. So next things that you'll see is there is not a belt loop here on the sides that you see previously.
Okay.
So they switched that. They do have the back loop, and it does come with a belt in the box. This will allow for a little better fit for each individual. Everybody's built a little bit differently, so this adds a little more ease to that use.
I like that because I have the accessory, the back belt accessory, and with those belt loops, I can't cinch it up as tight. So not having those loops on the side now would allow me to really squeeze it tight if I wanted to. So I like that upgrade.
So, and then as we move up, there's a little bit different features here. This overlaps just a little bit here. The zippers are the same. There's still a 3 pockets, still a patch for your flies. So if you're using a fly or switching a fly out, that patch is still available here. So then we move into something that I really like, and it's these straps. So everybody knows that when you're going to put on a wader, you reach over your shoulder and you're twisting and turning, making sure that you get it right. You don't know which one you grab. This solves that. Not only does it solve it, but it's also extremely comfortable. So we got our 2 straps here, complete rebuild on that. As you can see the back of it.
Nice.
Does a really good job, really comfortable, and again, just an easier use and it's more of a seamless transition from getting in and out of your waders. As you can see, these are the old ones here, where that twisting and turning comes into play that I was previously talking about.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that upgrade.
So that's a bit of an update on these waders. Everything you can expect and have come to love from the G3s still intact. And not only that, but you got some added features that we discussed today. I hope you guys like this. I love getting to have FlyFishDan here in the shop.
Good to be here. Awesome, Josh. Thank you. That's a great review. Great looking waders. I'm already wanting to trade mine up, even though there's nothing wrong with mine. I kind of like those updates for sure. So if I were a customer and I wanted to pick up a pair of these new G3s, how do I do that?
A couple ways you can get these. First, you can come visit us here in Owako. For those of you that don't have the ability to come visit us, all of these waders are live on our website. You can also give us a call or visit spawnflyfish.com, and we'd be happy to get them in for you. If there's a size that you don't see, we do custom orders. We have a couple custom orders in right now for those of you that need them.
So let's talk about investing in waders. So I want you to learn something from me. In the beginning, I did not invest in waders. I bought the cheapest pair that I could find. And after buying, I think probably my 4th pair, they would last maybe a season before they start leaking, I decided to make an investment. And I chose Simms. I've just been a fan of their particular brand, the great customer service, and they really do have good product. I chose Simms and I have never looked back, right? They are really good waders. So unless you're going to fish just a couple of times a year, it is worth the investment, especially when you're fishing the colder months, to invest in a better pair of waders. They're more comfortable, they last longer, and they don't leak, right? It takes a lot. I even was fishing down on one of my favorite creeks, ran into some barbed wire, which is the wader's worst enemy, got it caught up on my foot, it rode up on my leg, it cut into the waders just a little bit, but they have so many layers that it didn't leak. I was absolutely shocked. I thought for sure I just shredded my waders. But that is how bulletproof these Simms Gore-Tex waders are. They dry quickly, they're super comfortable. So my advice to you is to invest in a good set of waders. All right, I will link his website down in the description of this video. That is good stuff. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me today on today's episode of Fly Gear and Beers. Cheers, thank you for joining me. And hey, if you have any type of ideas or things that you'd like me to cover on this new series, feel free to leave those down in the comments below. And I'll see what I can do about covering those subjects or topics or products. All right, and if you happen to miss episodes 1, 2, and 3, I'm gonna conveniently put them for you. Episode 1, 2, and 3, right here so you can catch up on the series. All right, guys, till the next time, fish on.